we were talking about the 2019 squad, and Lloyd hit me with a scenario this morning of a hell of a what if.
Yes, the boys were workshopping a little overtime yesterday while we had the whole crew in here. We had Christian, Jake, Stewie, me, and the hypotheticals started flying around. So we did 2019 LSU football as is versus 2011 LSU football with a caveat of Jayden Daniels at quarterback with Mike Denbrock as your offensive coordinator. Oof. Who wins? And we just started going down the list of pros that were on both squads, and it ultimately turned into 2011 defense versus 2019 offense. And that's what we did. We all just kind of. We act like we had found this eighth wonder of the world. We were all just kind of staring.
Because 2011 offense with Jayden Daniels would be a huge problem. They would be a huge issue. I mean, the running backs on that team were awesome.
Cool.
I mean, Michael Ford, Spencer Ware, Kenny Hilliard, Alfred Blue. I mean, all those cats could. All of them were in the league.
Yeah, you could.
All of them was in the league. Terrence McGee was on that team.
Quarterback.
Ruben Randall is a wide receiver with a competent quarterback, and let's not forget his numbers were not bad at the beginning of the season when they were throwing the ball and utilized him. Randall that was as well used at LSU as he was used. Mm-hmm. I mean, that was the highlight of his career at LSU was probably the first 7 games of 2011.
Yeah,
that's what got him drafted.
Right? I mean, he'd have gotten drafted. He'd have been like a James Wright. He just showed up, and people would have been like, oh, my gosh. Yeah. This guy's a freak.
He got drafted in the first round. He was the 12th pick overall.
Randall?
Ruben Randall was the 12th pick
to the
overall.
Giants.
To the Giants, yes.
Was he that high?
Yes.
I thought he was a second-round pick.
He was a first-round pick.
Really?
Yes.
You want to fact check that.
Fact check yourself?
Fact check that. I mean, Odell was 13.
Odell was a freshman that year, so Odell had 2 more years, and then the offense got much more antiquated by that point. Because this first, like you said, first.
He did go to the second. Sorry.
Okay.
But the.
Something in me told me he went in the first round. I don't know why.
I think you were thinking Odell at 13.
He could have been. I mean.
He made it in the league all right. But, yeah, Ruben Randall will be your wide receiver 1. Odell started in 2011. And Jarvis got.
Russell Shepard.
Yeah, Jarvis didn't get a lot of run his freshman year.
No, he got hurt in training camp.
And then flew down against Auburn.
He either broke his foot or did something to his foot that set him back for a while. I mean, he was hurt, and then he came back, and he started to play a little bit. The most he played was the national championship game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, he actually was running wide open on a post.
He was. They just put the hand up.
Yeah, they just never saw him. But the 2019 the 2019 offense versus the 2011 defense is what you're paying to see. I mean, that's
the trench war is where I'd be most interested to see if the 2019 team could hold up. Because
he's talking about the 2011 defensive line against the 2019 offensive line.
You got Kiki Mingo. Sam Montgomery coming off the edges, and then you got Michael Brockers and
Josh Downs.
No,
Benny Logan.
But Josh Downs was there too.
Yeah.
Josh
Sam
Downs,
Montgomery.
Benny Logan. They're on the edges though.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm talking about interior. You look at Brockers.
They had guys like LeVar Edwards,
linebacker. You just go through the names, and it's tough to see a crack in that defense. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, because I think that we've all decided that the 2019 Joe Moore Award that's why Joe Burrow was in the picture.
Joe Burrow Award.
Right, so that's where it would come down to. It would be Joe Burrow playing in Cincinnati almost, get rid of it quick.
The matchups would be, though.
It's on the outside.
Because here's the deal. LSU can guard, or LSU. 2011 can match up man with Chase, Jefferson, and Marshall.
Exactly.
Or they believe they can.
They would definitely try it out, man.
They're definitely going to do it.
So that's why I'm saying, you look, they could match up on the outside, but where's the mismatch? It's in the trenches.
And you'd put Mo Claiborne on
I put
Jamar
Mo Claiborne
Chase.
on Chase, obviously. I'd put
Harold Simon.
I'd put Harold Simon on. you'd almost have to put him on Marshall because he's so big. Because Marshall's so big.
Yeah, they're probably because Daryl Simon's a classic
so
Corey Raymond corner.
And then I'd put
you go Tyron on Jefferson,
either Tyron or Ron Brooks.
I'd probably go Ron Brooks on
Ron
Jefferson.
Brooks would be a pesky.
Just in his
and he's so quick. And Jefferson's best attribute is the way he comes out of the breaks, the way he cuts. I mean, Jefferson's so open because he's such a great route runner.
So fluid,
right? I mean, Chase is open just because he's just better than you. I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm just bigger and better.
Freak.
better than you.
He's just a freak.
What do you do well? Football.
I mean,
What
Chase.
position do you play? Football.
Chase is the one that travels.
Right, because you say you want to play man defense. Like Clemson thought they were going to do the same thing because they had
With a first rounder.
A.J. Terrell. Yeah.
Who's like a well-respected
He's been
DB
an all-pro.
in the league. Yeah.
He's been an
I mean,
all-pro.
like he's a respected defensive back in the league. Like now being 5 years removed from that game, he torched a all-pro.
He's about to be one of the higher-paid corners in the league.
And that was the mismatch.
And NFL teams looked at him and were like, we don't know. Jamar Chase tape is bad.
The most recent thing I saw was tough.
I mean,
but then I guess
he beat him on a go route at the 20-yard line.
Yeah,
like he torched him.
Have you seen the angle of the camera where he's running to the camera?
I mean,
he's just like
he's
open. Hard to run past somebody in 20 yards.
Yeah,
you just have to be faster than them. Like I mean, there's some people that are faster.
And that short sprint.
Right. I mean, Jamar Chase just exploded past an all-pro. I mean, he ran right by him.
Should have had 3 on him too.
Yeah, he should have. That was the only pass he dropped all season, right?
He actually should have
4 because he ran out of bounds.
Because he was playing around with him at one point.
When he swiped his foot back in.
Right. Yeah. He swipes his foot and then he dropped one. So
was that the only one he dropped all year? I mean, I'm trying to remember a pass.
He had a couple that was just like,
It was before it really got to be the Jamar Chase show, like a couple easy ones.
Yeah, there's a couple of just.
But yeah, I mean, that's the first one you saw in a big game where you went to Jamar Chase and it wasn't a catch. And then you have the matchup of now you have Tyrann Mathieu free floating against Jayden Daniels.
I mean, that's the matchup.
Yep, that is.
I mean, really,
that's where it is.
That's really. I mean, that's really what it comes down to. And but no.
It'd be against Joe Burrow.
Tyrann Mathieu versus Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, it would be Grant Delpit versus.
Yeah. Who hunts for Jayden Daniels?
It would be Delpit, right?
Or like Pat Queen. You'd have to start with
Pat Queen can't run.
You'd have to start with a linebacker doing that, and then you make adjustments. You can't go straight off the top and take one of your safeties out of coverage, because Grant Delpit was just as good in coverage as he was in playing.
I would just have him play in the middle of the field. Yeah, just because that's what he did well anyway. Just lurking down low.
Once 5 gets going, dog,
you can't let him.
Ain't no runner.
He'd probably be the X factor of the whole game.
Yeah, because like you can't plan for him.
There's the
running.
one that you can't really account for.
Same thing with Lamar last week.
I mean, Burrow would get Mathieu. Mathieu would get Burrow.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
and then Derek Stingley would lock up Ruben Randall.
Yeah. Oh, that
would he would put him in hell.
He would. That would be a great matchup.
Yeah.
But a young Odell versus
prime Ruben Randall versus prime Derek Stingley in college would be a great matchup.
Even a young Odell
1-on-1
versus a young Derek Stingley, a freshman Odell versus a freshman Derek.
I mean, you
Stingley.
put Christian Fulton on Odell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn. You look at 2019, they had some. I mean, although the numbers didn't show, but they had some like. The cornerbacks were for sure locked down.
Yeah.
Both of them.
I mean, and you had a safety that just got paid.
Right.
I mean, Delpit was he's a Thorpe Award winner.
I was about to say, you forget that 2018 season because of what 2019 was for him, because wasn't he hurt the whole year, though?
I don't know if he was hurt the whole – he definitely got hurt against Ole Miss.
Yeah. And so he was kind of like not himself the whole year. But that 2018 season, Coach.
Yeah.
A lot of people forget
that's where he
about it.
won the Thorpe.
Yeah.
Oh, it's sophomore year, but – when Grant Delpit came back for the playoff like stretch run between Georgia, Oklahoma,
he was a difference maker.
He was I don't know if he was 100%, but he was definitely
he was a difference maker against Clemson.
Yeah,
really.
Oh,
I mean,
he forced that fumble at the end of the game.
Yeah. That's what you could see. He was healthy again in those games. Like that's the Grant Delpit that everybody was the defense was kind of relying on a little bit in 2018, and he comes back and he gets hurt, and then it was like you felt like you were missing a piece. Came back at just the right time to mean, that's how you start beating teams by 30.
Thaddeus Moss would be a problem.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know who covers the tight end on that team. I guess
Ryan Baker. Ryan Baker, Ryan Baker was a solid linebacker. I mean, he'll be a name that's forgotten in the LSU history.
But they also
that dude was a
had
stud.
Kevin Minter was on that team and wasn't a starter.
Yeah, he wasn't a starter. He was young.
He was
Craig
a freshman.
Lawson. What are you talking about? Put
Papa Craig.
Put Papa Craig on him.
He wasn't a starter on that team either.
I know, but you trot him out there. Because you have, I guess, Brandon Taylor, Eric Reed, Tyrann Mathieu, obviously obviously all on the back end.
Be a physical matchup.
That's what I was just thinking. Whenever I said Craig Lawson,
so much talking.
Yeah,
Coach, he's talking to me. He's been talking to me since we got off the bus. What's up with 18, man?
I'll put it on the poll. But the caveat of the Jayden Daniels little interesting tidbit of that makes it interesting.
How good would that 2011 team would have been with Jayden Daniels as the quarterback? You can keep Denbrock.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean,
Coach, Jayden Daniels makes all the difference in the world. Difference you need.
I got more faith in Jayden Daniels just when it breaks down, outrunning everybody than having some offensive scheme.
Les would have gone full speed option.
Oh, no doubt.
We're not doing QB read. It's speed option short
right.
side. Jayden Daniels, you're getting under center.
I hated that so much.
That's why I guess you have to take that into account.
Coach, why are we running?
I mean, Les would have gotten in the way.
Les would have meddled in that whole thing.
He would have gotten in the way.
I think
Ogeron versus Les.
Right. I think he can throw the ball with two receivers running out there.
And then you have Joe Brady in the booth, who just got promoted to the Bills offensive coordinator full time.
Great move by Buffalo.
Yes, absolutely. So I don't know if there's a real winner in this whole scenario, but just the matchup on matchup is what intrigued me of who you put on who, how would you even play this game?
It's a matchup game for sure.
Oh my God, because you got good on good everywhere, where it's hard to find an advantage anywhere.
Well, it's an incredible offense-defense matchup of 11's defense versus 19's offense.
And then once you flip it, it's still a good matchup.
Yeah, no, it is. It is.
And it comes down to Cade York.
But I'm paying to watch.
Brad Wing.
I'm paying to watch Burrow in college versus Matthew in college.
Same.
A lot of money.
I'm paying a lot of money to watch Joe Burrow versus Jayden Daniels.
No doubt.
Damn. NCAA can't come out.
That's what I was about to say. I'm going to just set this matchup and simulate
it. Wait, you can play that game?
Could
you play the two of the same teams, 19 versus 11?
If they do an alt, you could set up your own little roster. If they come out with the new one, you just do all-time teams, and then you just make a quick little trade.
Because the 11 team is going to be a forgotten, all-time, great.
They get left off
they're
all
so
the
much
lists.
better than the teams that we will remember at LSU. I mean, I put 2005, 2006, 2011 as, you're talking three of the greatest, most talented, deepest teams that LSU has ever had. And I say that with a lot of respect. Knowing the history of the program, there you will not find, outside of 19, outside of, 03, 19, 58, the 2011, 05, 06 teams may not have the hardware, may not have the memories of championship teams, but they are as talented and as deep as I can ever recall at LSU. I know that some people, when you talk to some people like Hannegriff, knows the history of LSU football as good as anybody I've ever met, and he talks about the 61 team, the 60 team that beat Arkansas in the Cotton Bowl was a special team. But he does not deny that 05, that 06 team. The first team that Les Miles had, the first team that Nick Saban left, that was one of the first things he told Skip Bertman when he left was whoever gets this team, you better hold them accountable. This team is loaded. The next 3 years are going to be a run for LSU. I mean, he had stockpiled the locker room, and that was no transfer portal. I mean, like, these guys had to stay. So
in the 1960s, the Cotton Bowl.
No. Saban, on the way out to Miles. I think it was 61. I think that was the team. I mean, it was like Jerry Stovall and them.